When you hear the name Murdoch, you might think of convicted killer Richard Alec Murdoch. But what about his son Buster? In June 2021, Alec discovered that his wife Margaret and their youngest son Paul had been killed on their property. When authorities began to doubt his alibi, Alec emerged as the prime suspect. Subsequently, the ex-lawyer faced charges and was put on trial before a jury. Throughout his proceedings, Buster was frequently in attendance. He even testified. Buster recalled in that testimony that his father called him once he discovered that Margaret and Paul were killed.
It sounded odd, and then he told me that my mom and brother had been shot.
In March 2023, a jury found Alec guilty of killing his wife and youngest son. Buster's reaction to the verdict was caught on camera, and he displayed zero emotion. Throughout it all, though, he's remained by his father's side, and he told Fox that he felt his father's trial was unfair.
There are always two sides of the story.
Buster was at the home of his girlfriend, Brooklyn White, when he first received the news that his mother and brother were killed. It's believed that he's remained living with her since his father's conviction, supposedly in a humble single-bedroom condo on Hilton Head Island, with their golden retriever Miller. In 2018, he graduated from Wofford College and, following the family tradition, pursued law by enrolling in the University of South Carolina School of Law. But his stint in law school was short-lived. The Wall Street Journal reported that in 2021, Buster was expelled for plagiarism. Since then, there's been no indication that he's resumed his education. The Post and Courier reported that Alec admitted in multiple jailhouse calls to having paid $60,000 to attorney Butch Bowers, aiming to get Buster readmitted to law school. In one such call, Alec allegedly urged Buster, "You need to get ready for this law school now, okay? I mean, you've got to really buckle down. You've got to treat it like a job, because you know there's not going to be another chance." Despite Alec's plea to his only living son, the opportunity for Buster to go back to school never came. While Buster might have given up on becoming a lawyer, he did get some first-hand experience dealing with the legal system in 2024, when he filed a defamation suit against Netflix and Warner Brothers. His reason for accusing the media companies of tarnishing his reputation was connected to another tragic death. In 2015, 19-year-old Stephen Smith was found dead near the Murdoch family's home. Smith was a former classmate of Buster, and rumors swirled that Buster was somehow involved in his death, which had originally been ruled the result of a hit-and-run. In 2021, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division even released a statement saying they'd opened an investigation.
It's been a rough road.
Netflix, Investigation Discovery, and Max, the latter two of which are owned by Warner Brothers, all referenced Smith in their respective series on the Murdoch murders. In his lawsuit, Buster complained that all three falsely linked him to the death, while the Max series even suggested that he killed Smith because they had been involved romantically. Documents obtained by HuffPost stated that those implications are not true. At the time of the filing, Buster hadn't been named as a suspect in the investigation into Smith's death. Buster's lawsuit is ongoing as of May 2025, but it's not the only reason he hasn't faded into obscurity. Hulu has decided to give the Murdoch murders the scripted treatment, and in March 2025, Variety reported that the streamer had chosen an actor to play Buster, Daisy Jones and the Six star Will Harrison.